So there was a glitch in when they were doing maintenance on the worlds, and someone got transferred to a Deadman world and he lost his items. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. First, let's cover these updates. There isn't a lot of them, so I'll get through them real quick. And first of all, if you use resizable, you'll know that this scroll bar, which is now over here, when it was like this, when it was on this side, you try to click on it, but you wouldn't be able to click through it, but you can click through the rest of the chat box, so it was a bit inconsistent and a bit annoying. So now you just hit advanced options, you click this button and it moves the scroll bar to the left of the chat box rather than the right, so then you're free to click over here. You can imagine trying to walk over here, but your scroll bar's in the way, so the click wouldn't like go through. Next, we have a music counter. I'm missing 4 songs. I believe they're all like holiday songs, so I still have my music cape, so that's fine. Before there wasn't a counter like that, but now there is, so that's pretty nice if you're going for the music cape. And next, we gotta head to the house real quick. Let me switch back to fixed mode real quick. There we go. Is it here? Nope, not that one. We need to go over to the armor case. Bam. Okay, so now in here, you can store all of your pendants armor. Now it's really weird. You have to store the torso, the boots, the gloves, and the skirt before you can store any of the hats. So I think that's just the way they've coded it, so you need a complete set rather than individual items. But yeah, there you go. So now I've got my, where is it? There it is. Pendants fighter torso. I can store that in there because I never use it, but I don't want to drop it. So if we right click on the max cape and hit teleports, rather than displaying this in the chat box and you'd have to click next page to see the next load of teleports, it all just shows it all up on the screen like this, so it's much easier. So yeah, you hit that, and then we'll go home, even though we're already at home. Now, I tried really hard to try replicate this little bug, but I couldn't get it to work, even though I knew it works. So if you tried to set up a box trap as another box trap you set up had fallen, aka it's been up for a minute and nothing's gone in it, then it would fall down. And if it fell down while you were trying to set up the first box trap, then it would interrupt you setting up the first box trap and it would cancel it. I couldn't get it to work because I couldn't time it right. I was just like 1 second off because you only have a 2.4 second window to actually like make it work. But anyway, that very rare occurrence of a bug now doesn't exist. They fixed it, so that's nice. If we head over to Lumbridge, I just teleported from my house to my house to get to Lumbridge. Nice man, a noob in need. Before we give this guy a Varric tab because I'm a nice guy, I'll just show you this real quick. Actually, I'll give him the Varric tab first. Here you go, sir. Yeah, you can have 10k as well, and a Varric tab. Have fun. Mr. High Level. Slap, off he goes. Alright, so this was a very minor fix. So we just go over here to the spinning wheel, we smack the left click on that, and then, so this description now says crossbow string and tree roots. That one already said that, but this one didn't say sinew, it just said crossbow string, because you can make crossbow string either from tree roots or sinew, but this option looked exactly the same, but didn't tell you what was used to make it, so that's more just like slightly more clear now, which is nice man. And now the kudos requirement when leveling to 50 money will now be displayed properly. Because before it wasn't because they updated it, but now it is, so it's fine. Now for the actual updates, that's about all of it, but now there's a few maintenance changes, which I'll talk about, and the guy losing his stuff, but now Jakeyosaurus are giving it back. Right, let's have a look here. So first of all, the iOS beta has ended for Old School Mobile, so that's nice, and they said they can't give us any dates, so it's probably not happening anytime soon, but the next thing they're going to do with Old School Mobile is a big Android beta, and then another iOS beta, and they haven't said what to do after that, so yeah. So now, let's give you the facts on what happened. So basically, due to maintenance, they had to swap over world roles. So World 45 being a permanent Deadman world was swapped with a different world being World 47. So, if you were logged in on World 47, when the switch happened, your normal profile would still be on the world, but Deadman players could log on and kill you, and it was a Deadman world. So you would get 5 times the XP rate, and you could get killed, like a Deadman world, but it was using your normal account, so like my one, for example. So, as the system update was about to hit to kick everyone offline, there was 2 minutes left and then the worlds got swapped. So there was a 2-minute window where you could log on to a Deadman world, or if you were already on the world, you could get 5 times the XP rate, but you could get killed by Deadman profiles. Or sorry, actually you didn't even need a Deadman profile. Any account could attack any account as long as you were logged on before the change happened. So yeah, for that 2-minute window, people could get attacked for 2 minutes and gain 5 times XP rates. But as you can imagine, it was only a 2-minute window, so there wasn't a lot of XP abuse. And now this is interesting. So they said they investigated it, and from their initial investigations, only 3 people actually died during that 2-minute period on the glitched world on World 47 when it got swapped to a Deadman world. 2 of the accounts are being investigated for botting, so they probably won't get their stuff back if they've proven to be botting. But 1 player was just a legit player who got killed and lost his items. And of course, if you die on a Deadman world, you also lose XP, so he lost some of his XP as well. Now I believe 1 of the 3 accounts had 99 Herblore, but obviously got killed, so he got rolled back to 98, but he still had the cape. So like, and you can't obtain the cape without having 99 Herblore, so that's where that glitch is sort of funny. But I'm not sure which account that was, whether it was a botter or the legit player. But now here's the interesting thing. Jagex usually never return items if it's like a bug that's caused you to lose your items. They've said, on this occasion, however, we've compensated the player with 12 months of membership and a number of old school bonds which would have a resale value equivalent to the wealth that he lost. So like, say he lost an SGS, there's just like 44 mil, right? Oops, don't drop that. So you've got an SGS which is nearly 45 mil, so he was given, say he just lost an SGS, I have no idea how much he lost. 45 mil divided by 3.8, he got given 11.8 bonds, so like 12 bonds probably. And then he can sell them on the G to get his monies back. And regarding his XP loss, they said they're going to investigate that probably to see how much XP he actually lost and give him the correct amount back. So yeah, I think that is fair because that is genuinely Jagex's fault. He wasn't trying to abuse a bug or anything, or to be fair, he could have just logged out, I guess. Actually, no, he couldn't have, because it was a Deadman world. Every time you would try to teleport, you would have like a 7-second wait before you could actually teleport. So yeah, he probably couldn't get away and died. And now the maintenance for the US worlds is finished, so all of the worlds have been reverted, hence World 45 is now back to being a permanent Deadman world. But this isn't the last of the maintenance work, so be vigilant. There is more maintenance work coming soon, TM, in a few weeks. And other than that, that is everything in this update, including a little bit of just like bugs, which is just sort of funny. And the only other thing we've got is the Moss Giant boss, which is like the Hill Giant boss, except he's a Moss Giant, so it's pretty cool. It's passing the poll, I think, except this one. So it's a mid-level boss which drops on low-level staff, and this one's failing, which is, if you want to make it free-to-play, it'll probably be pretty cool free-to-play, but it's probably be best in slots, so probably not. Yeah, that is the update for this week. Again, I do have coursework and exams, so I'll try to get videos out, but no promises until late May when I'm actually free and can do stuff. So yeah, that's it for this update. Have any of you ever wondered what I looked like? Yeah, me too.